What's up, fuckers? Alright, so Nomo back at you guys again. As you can obviously tell, you clicked on the video, you clicked on the channel, it says Nomo Lost 56, you're gonna get no. Now, something that's been interesting that's come up recently that I found out is that a lot of you guys like me telling stories, and my coworkers actually told me they like hearing my stories too. Well, that's the thing. They're stories, but they're things that happen to me in real life. But you guys want to hear some more. So, I decided, as you can tell by the title of this video, to start doing a Nomo storyline. Or, what is it called? Let me think of a better name. We'll just call the video series Nomo Stories. What is that actually called? What is it called again? Welcome yourself back to Stories with Nomo. Anyways, for today's episode, I believe we're gonna talk about my exes, I guess. I don't have many, but I did make some questionable choices, and due to my coworkers absolutely, like, laughing their asses off for no reason at all. I didn't think I was too funny saying it, but they said I should make it into a YouTube video, so here we are. Now, this started off, I think it was when I was my junior year, actually, no, senior year. When I was in my senior year, it was my last relationship before the last relationship I was just in. Thing is, I usually go for like a certain type of person, someone who actually is nice, you know, kind of goody two-shoes-ish, has kind of a rebel streak. Yeah, not this time. A little bit of a background story. I used to live on a base. An army base. I can't really tell you which one because confidentiality. But I used to live on a base, so I had to take the bus to get home because it was like roughly somewhere between the range of 10 miles to 30 miles away. So I had to take the bus. Now, my dumba bitch ass always decided to work out right before I had to go. And so, because I was working out, I missed the time to get on the bus. And so I decided to stay over at the school for a bit, trying to text people, trying to figure out how to get a ride, yada yada yada. I'm over by the bathroom that are right outside the cafeteria, right over the lunch area in my school. Now I'm just standing there minding my own business on my phone, just like, you know, hey, can you give me a ride? Hey, like, what's up? I missed my bus. I don't want my parents to find out, my foster parents to find out because I get in trouble and I don't want them to come all the way out. Is there any way you can give me a ride? You know, stuff like that. Random people. And I'm standing there by myself, and to give you a bit of a perspective, the cafeteria is roughly the size of a small auditorium. Not super big. It's roughly 300 feet long, but the bathrooms are always at the end. Say, like, this is where the bathrooms are, and this is where the edge of the cafeteria is. My ex was sitting right here, all the way across from the cafeteria. You know, this all the way. So I'm standing there, looking at my phone, and all of a sudden I don't really pay attention to other people when I'm on my phone, as most people don't. But I wasn't paying attention in general to other people because I didn't care. I just wanted to focus on myself. I really only focus on people if they're getting bullied or something, and I had to make sure I stood up for them and helped them out. Otherwise, I don't listen to what people say. And here out of the corner of my head, I'm just like looking at my phone. Just like, all I hear is, "Hey, dickhead." What? Hey, long nose, Mr. Floofball. I hear that again. I just down in the corner, just like, "Hey, dickhead, Mr. Floofball, long nose, needle dick." I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? And I look over across the cafeteria, and I kid you not, I see a small, little redheaded girl. Not little girl. Sorry, rephrase that. I see a small demon with red hair sitting at a table. Couldn't have been more than 4 feet tall, surrounded by 5 guys. Now, if you've seen Bourne memes, okay, and you see that one meme with the tiny girl on the couch and the guys in the back, that's the exact setup of what it looked like. At the round cafeteria table, her in the middle, everyone else just around her. All the guys are like basically swooning over her, like as in like, yeah, we all hit this, you know, type of vibe to it. And I was like, this is pretty interesting. Did she just call me Dick Nose? And then I think to myself, I'm like, I can either ignore this lady, or I could say something. My dumbass said something. I went, yeah, what? I didn't make any comments in regards to what she said. Call me a dick nose and all that shit. But I said, hey, what's up? What do you need? And she's like, I have a question. Okay, say it. She's like, no, come here. I'm like, okay. So I start walking over there. I don't know why I did it. Well, I was intrigued. No one's ever talked to me that way. Well, people who used to be down on me and shit, but no one talked to me, like, aggressively. So I was very confused. and curious. I got to the table. All the guys were kind of like glaring at me and, you know, scoffing in a way. And keep in mind, I'm decently sized. I'm not super big, and I used to be, actually. I used to be a lot bigger, as you can tell. I got all this flexible skin of what I used to have. So, oh, yeah, see, there you go. I used to look like a big douche to everybody, so everyone thought I was Mr. Hotshot and big muscly stupid. So, yeah, that's probably why they looked at me that way. I get to the table, and she's like, come closer. I was like, okay. She's like, this far away. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, come closer. I'm like, okay, fine. Yeah, just a bit closer. Come closer. Closer. Fuck. What do you want? What do you need? And then out of nowhere, she just screeches in my ear, tits or ass. What? That's your important question? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. That's your important question? Tits or ass? I was like, what? You insult me from across the cafeteria to call me a dick nose to ask me if I like tits or ass? God gave me two hands. I like both. I love both. I'll fuck with both. And she said, no, that pisses me off. That's not good enough for me. You have to choose. I said, no, because I like both. I prefer ass, but I'll take both. And she just got so mad at the fact that I said that. And now, keep in mind, I said this girl was my ex, meaning that we got together at some point. And this is the first interaction we've ever had. Her yelling across the cafeteria. Never seen her before in my life. By the way, I went to a small high school, but I had never seen this lady before in my life. Granted, I'm 6'1", she's like 4'0", so I probably could have just, where are you? Just missed her. But I just never seen her. But she got intrigued, and she's like, biting her lip, you know, like, okay. Dick nose, okay. She kind of liked the answer, but she didn't want to let it off that she did, and she kind of gave it like a little, like, shoo away. To like, get the fuck out. I'm doing something. To the guys that are around her. And so they kind of like walk away, and she starts asking me questions. Keep in mind as well, I keep saying that, but she didn't even ask my name until after. She asked my name, and I was like, oh, it's Solomon Navarro, and asked me a few questions. What's your favorite color, and where are you from, and all this other stuff, because you could tell she was intrigued. And then she told me I have a seat. So I was like, okay, sure. Crazy lady asking me if I like tits or ass, being super loud. All the teachers were like, because we're in a school, in a cafeteria, and the teachers are just like, what the fuck just happened? Why is this a thing? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm just here for the ride, I guess. I have no idea. So I sit down, dumbly, and she comes up behind me and starts like rubbing on my hair, because I had, back in the day, really long, flowy hair. Like, more hair than this. It was like this length all the way around. So I was like super floofy. And it kind of looked like an afro, but they weren't that tight. Like, the curls I had weren't that tight. They were big, fluffy curls. So she started playing with it, you know, like... When I tell you that this lady put her on top of my head... you can't make this shit up. You can't make this shit up. Like, I was so confused. I just kind of sat there, confused on what the fuck was happening. I was so genuinely concerned for my life right now. So what if I suffocate? Just kidding. That's not what I was thinking. I was mostly intrigued because I was like, one, this has never happened before in my life, and I doubt it will ever happen again. Two, no one's ever talked to me in that way, and I've never tried a mean girl before, so whatever. There's not a third point. I just wanted to use my fingers. I don't know. So that happened. Teachers watching the whole thing, by the way, didn't say anything. They just looked at us like it was normal. Like, that's what teenagers do. I was kind of like, help me. But no one would. No one would even bat an eye. And then she walked away. Nothing ever happened. Didn't ask for a snap, nothing like that, no text, nothing. And then 3-4 weeks went by, and I'm just like occasionally thinking about her, how fucking weird and bizarre this scenario was, and what happened. And I just continued my life, and I was like, well, I guess I'll never see her again. That's a thing, because it turns out we had the offset schedules, and she liked to hide underneath staircases when she ate, so there was literally no way I could ever talk to her or find her or get her information. But one day, I did the same thing. I was late again. 3 weeks later, I was late again because I'm stupid. And she ended up walking by. Like, just walking by a hallway that I happened to go down. I was like, what the fuck? Was that her? And she backtracked. And I was wearing a tank top. She backtracked. She was like, you looking fine as hell. And then she had me on Snap. And then that went downhill because obviously she's a piece of, you know, work. And did the way she reacted, screamed bitch right off the bat. But I still got with her. We went to prom together. That was a trip. That was definitely something. That was kind of a... That sucked. Prom, you know, you're supposed to go, you have fun, you let loose, you dance, you do some different things here and now and then, whatever. You have fun with your friends, you get a little, you know, tipsy, you know. I mean, some people get into some action or something, you know, stuff like that, you know. But I went with her, crazy ass. We did none of those things at all. Not even one. If anything, I wasted a bunch of money. And that was about it. That's what happened. Because we got there, and a girl that I just met a few months ago, who also used to live in Montana, we vibed a lot, you know, and she moved away, though. I hadn't talked to her in a few months, but she was there. I ended up talking to her. I was like, hey, it's been a while. How are you? And, you know, like, where have you been? And we caught up, and the girl that I was with, the little short demon lady, was there, and she got upset because she said I was flirting with other girls. And she cried in the bathroom for 3 to 4 hours. I just want to dance. That's all I wanted. She did eventually come out for like the last half hour. But literally the day after that, we ended up breaking up because she had insecurity issues. And then, the whole reason I'm also speaking this story and being all fucking animated is because she ended up stalking me. Yeah. Don't know how. I blocked her on absolutely everything. She gave me back all my shit that I gave her, like, you know, sweatshirts and shit. It's covered in cigarette smoke. That's what type of person she was. And then I found her outside my house. And keep in mind, I moved from base to another place. Because I moved out of foster care. I aged out and I decided to leave because I wanted to further my life somewhere else. I kid you not, I came home one day from work and she was outside my house at the kiddie playground. A playground for kids. She was there with her friend. And I went inside. I was like, don't look at me, don't look at me, look at me, look at me. And then I glanced right before I opened up the door and unlocked the door. And she stared at me. I was looking at her. She was looking at me. I said, fuck that. Ran inside. I look out my fucking window. Like 20 minutes later, and there she is just looking at me. Like behind a tree, from behind a tree. Her and her friend. Obviously, her friend's taller than her, so she's down here. Her friend's like on top, like trying to look over the edge of her, because she's so tall she can't see over or whatever. And they just like, they saw me too. We made eye contact again, and she waved. And I was like, this is cool. So I called my friend. I was like, hey, can you make up, can you come here and act like we're gonna hang out and pick me up and drive away like nothing is wrong? But what was funny though, is as my friend was pulling away out of the driveway, they were behind the car. They came out from behind the tree and they were behind the car 25 feet away. And he said, would it count as murder if I just put it in reverse? I was like, yes, dude, what the fuck? I'm not looking though. No, I don't wish ill will onto them, even though they're completely batshit crazy. And a lot of people are batshit crazy. But that just happens to be genetics. Poor parenting, I think. She did have daddy issues. I was unable to fulfill those. Alright, that wraps up this episode of Nomo stories or Nomo tells or whatever I come up with. I don't really know. It's just another story time with Nom. Story time with Nom. I like that. Story time with Nom. Now, that actually jogs a lot of memories, so I'm going to end this video. I'm going to go record those ones, edit this video. I love you all. Drink your water, eat your food, get some rest. If you can't do all of those right away, I hope when you do get all of them, you get repaired, you get replenishment, and you feel loved. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.